What is up, everybody?
I'm Shahmeer.
And I'm Kevin.
I'm single.
And I'm Taken.
And this is Single Take.
An advice show where we give you our single take. You know, sometimes I say advice show and sometimes I say advice podcast, and I don't mean to confuse.
It's a podcast show.
Ooh. You could be listening to us on SoundCloud/Single Take.
Yeah.
Or you might be watching us on YouTube at our Single Take YouTube channel.
You know, I really like those viewers, but I don't really care for those listeners.
Wow. Really bold.
Yeah, hot take.
I apologize.
Yeah, honestly, I like those viewers, but some of those listeners, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to say. All right. So today is the first episode we're doing in July, and we have, here at Single Take, decided that July is movie month. That means each episode is going to be based off of a movie. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at the relationship situations and conundrums of Spider-Man and its sequels.
It's squeakquels even. Chipmunk style.
Next week even? Maybe.
I guess so.
Just tune in next week
to find out.
Yeah, probably not. Before we get started, what are your thoughts on the Spider-Man movies?
Which ones are we talking here?
Any and all, my friend.
So I haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my god, we can't do this episode. God. Oh, whose idea was to do this?
Yours!
Oh yeah, I really like the idea.
It's a good idea. I like Spider-Man.
Sorry if you haven't
seen
Spider-Man.
Good thing you're wearing the Spider-Mans.
Superman.
Oops.
Wow. Alright, I'm just gonna make it clear that I do have a Spider-Man shirt, but I didn't think that far ahead.
Well, why would you believe him though? Because he's not wearing
Oh my god.
a shirt.
Our first scenario isn't specifically about Spider-Man, but it tips our toes in before we dive in.
Yeah, just to test the waters a little.
Anyway, for most of the series, no matter which adaptation, there is a constant internal struggle Peter Parker faces, telling his love interest that he is Spider-Man or not. Would you tell your significant other if you had superpowers?
No, dude.
Why?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, not great secrecy.
Well, yeah, the responsibility is on you to keep the people you care for safe. And if they find out who you are, that makes them vulnerable. It makes them targetable. The more people know, the riskier it is.
Yeah, but then they're not going to tell the villains. It didn't say, would you tell your villains who your significant other is? It says, would you tell your significant other that you had superpowers? I feel like I would.
Spider-Man doesn't. She just finds out at the end of Spider-Man 2. It's not like...
What do you mean? Wait a second.
I haven't seen Spider-Man 2. Did that happen in Spider-Man 2.1?
No.
Director's
cut. With 15 additional minutes.
They ruined the elevator scene.
Oh, it's so much better. If you haven't watched Spider-Man 2.1, don't.
Yeah, it's not. It's unnecessary.
They also ruined the Go,
yeah, they did.
Dude, Spider-Man 2.
Go.
Hold on, we're just gonna talk about Spider-Man 2 for a second, and I'm sorry if you haven't seen it. Spider-Man 2, the pizza delivery guy. He's
Mr. Aziz.
Mr. Aziz.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Aziz Ansari.
I thought you said.
It's not Aziz Ansari. I did say I'm sorry. It was a joke. It was a pun of sorts. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway. He's telling Peter that he needs to hurry, and Peter's just standing there, mouth agape, and the guy goes, "Go!"
That's a great scene.
Is that racist for me to say it?
It's fine.
Anyway, alright. Whether you did it with an accent or not.
Go!
He made it multiple syllables.
Yeah.
Go! And then...
In Spider-Man 2.1, that scene's not even there.
No.
It's they changed it.
They use a different cut. He just says, "Go!"
He doesn't say, go!
No, he just goes, "Go!" Anyway, back to the question. I would immediately tell my significant other because that'd be so cool. I feel like I'd have to tell someone. But anyway, this could have been... This hasn't even been Spider-Man based so far. This is literally just Eddie's superhero. So let's get into some specifics, alright? In Spider-Man 1...
The villain gives Spider-Man a choice. He drops Mary Jane and a trolley full of children off a bridge, seemingly only allowing one to be saved. What would you do if only one could actually be saved?
Yeah, because spoiler alert, he saves both. But
spoilers. He
went for the girl first.
Yeah, and you could always get her and then just snap her neck and kill her.
Oh. So you have seen Amazing Spider-Man.
No, that just happens in the comics. She died in Spider-Man 2.
No, dude, I didn't. No, I spoiled it for you.
It's fine.
No.
They didn't make another one. That franchise is done, so it's whatever.
So I'd actually go after the kids first, and I'm sorry, my significant other, Sydney's probably listening. babe, I love you, but I would save some kids before I'd save you. I would eventually get to you. No, what I'm saying is like I would save you as well. It's just like I'd go for the kid. Stop. All right, don't click off the podcast.
You're clicking away. Stop. The views are going down.
Oh wow, I just got a text from her. Oh, and she hates me. That's weird because we didn't even post this yet. But yeah, okay,
she
great.
Can sense it. She has a spider sense of sorts.
Oh my god.
You're talking about her.
So what? You'd go for her first because.
Yeah, it'll be less.
Because it's a person you're grabbing.
Right.
And then you gotta grab the trolley.
Uh-huh. It's not gonna cause as big of a jolt in a trolley. It'll be like,
Basically, we wouldn't know what to do, and we're glad we're not Spider-Man. Well, I'm upset I'm not Spider-Man, but I'm glad I'm not in this position.
Yeah, I'm not Spider-Man either.
You'd tell me, right?
Yeah.
Because you said you wouldn't tell your significant other. Would you tell your podcast co-host?
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
The next question.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'll let you read it. I've read both so far. I've sort of taken over the show.
I read the second one, but okay. You read the start.
What?
Of it. You read the start of the second one.
Oh yeah, you interrupted
would
me.
you?
All right, no, you interrupted
me.
me.
You paused it for so long.
Question 3. No, I'm reading it. Stop looking at the screen.
Oh my God, you're scaring me.
In Spider-Man 2, Peter's friendship with Mary Jane is heavily affected by his inability to see her play due to his secret hero business. If you were in Spidey's shoes, would you take off one night of heroing to see her show? I mean, how long's a play? Could you take off heroing just for that? Because I'm sure he doesn't get every single crime ever, and he could just be like, oh, I didn't know that one was happening.
Yeah, I failed to see where that part's my problem.
Oh. Oh,
The classic.
God.
The classic.
That's what started it all.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is be a jerk, because then you'll become Spider-Man.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, but
Yeah,
would you take it off?
100% depends on the play. If
What?
Yeah.
If you think it's gonna be a good play, then yeah. But if not, like, I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna go and watch Horton Hears a Who. All right.
Wow. Jerk.
How so?
So
I'm Spider-Man. All right. I saved so many people. How am I the bad guy?
The show sucks. You want me to sit through that? Come on. I'd rather do heroing where I get shot at and get in fights than sit through that dribble. That's posh.
I think it's drivel also.
Drivel? No.
Google it.
No.
Bing it. Sponsored by Microsoft. Yeah, dribble.
Oh, it's
silly nonsense. Dribble.
I thought it was dribble.
I mean, if you're talking about basketball.
No, my grandpa says dribble. Maybe he does say drivel, and I just thought he was saying dribble this whole time.
Maybe. Call him up right now and get him on the horn.
I will.
Yeah.
He'll probably love that. Here, hold on. I'll call him right now. It's our first call in. We're like a radio show.
We're calling him, though.
Oh, well.
You have reached 8139.
Oh, don't say his phone number. Huh.
I can't call. Didn't pick up.
I'll call my mom. She always answers.
I hope she doesn't answer.
You're a jerk.
It'll be really funny. What?
Hello.
Oh, the first ring. All right, I knew you'd answer. All right, so...
God, did you not want me to?
No, I just called Papa and he didn't answer.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I we were talking about pish posh and nonsense and whatever, and I said dribble, and Shahmeer said it's actually drivel. And we looked it up and it is. Is it also dribble, or has Papa just made that up? I thought it was dribble, like you're drooling and like, oh, this is dribble.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, actually. That's probably what Papa says, and I thought it was dribble. I guess I got the word wrong, but Papa's pretty smart, so he probably knows the right word.
So I guess the moral of the story is he needs to speak clearly, because you and I were both off. And that's been our single take.
Okay,
That's
great.
relationship advice.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Love you.
Love
you.
Bye.
All right. Wow. It's drivel.
You do learn something new every day.
Yeah, but anyway, that's been our first episode of Movie Month. Tune in next week to find out which movie it'll be. That's been Shahmeer. I've been Kevin. This has been our single take.
Nah, wait, dude.
What?
It's been our single cake.
Oh, oh, you're chewing so.
Nom nom nom.
Oh.